Section 1. The core question: is war with Iran good for America? The question looming over markets and ministries today is stark. Is a full-blown war with Iran good for the United States? For most Americans, the answer is no. Major conflicts have winners and losers, but the balance here tilts toward broad pain. Iran is a large, capable nation. Any fight risks strategic shock and spillovers. From the gas pump in Ohio to utility bills, a Gulf war means higher energy costs. Retirement accounts and credit markets feel the stress when oil spikes. This isn't abstract geopolitics, it's a kitchen table issue. Disruption at the Strait of Hormuz drives crude higher. Reuters and the IEA call the shock unprecedented. JP Morgan warns Brent could overshoot toward $150 if closures persist. Higher inflation, market strain, military risk, diplomatic rifts, the costs outweigh any narrow gains. Section 2. The narrow winners. Who profits from conflict? Around choke points like Hormuz, supply shocks create price surges. Major oil and gas firms outside the war zone see revenues jump. When millions of barrels go offline, prices climb fast. Production in the Americas and West Africa becomes more valuable. Result: record profits and soaring share prices. Defense firms benefit from procurement waves. Jets, ships, munitions, missile defense. Orders surge from the US, Israel, and Gulf partners. Some politicians gain via rally-round-the-flag effects and distraction from domestic woes. But gains are socialized losses. Taxpayers fund spending while households pay more for energy. A few winners do not equal national prosperity or security. Conflict concentrates profits, diffuses costs across millions. Section 3. The broad losers. Everyday families. Oil is the main transmission channel for pain. When Hormuz is threatened, global supply is choked. The IEA calls the current shock the largest on record. At $150 Brent, commutes and deliveries become far pricier. Airlines raise fares as fuel costs jump. Shipping by road, rail, and sea all becomes more expensive. Everything from TVs to lettuce arrives with a higher price. Inflation erodes purchasing power. Wages rarely keep pace. Persistent inflation pressures central banks to hike rates. Families face pricier mortgages, car loans, and card interest. Businesses delay hiring or shed jobs, risking stagflation. Section 4. The Strait of Hormuz, a choke point for the global economy. A narrow strait separating Iran from the Arabian Peninsula. Roughly 1/5 of global oil flows through here, plus significant volumes of LNG. Exports from Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Kuwait, and Iraq depend on it. Closure is catastrophic for energy supply chains. Reuters reports severe disruption. JP Morgan flags a path toward 150s. The IEA calls it unprecedented. Output down by 10 million barrels per day. Qatar declares force majeure, hitting Europe and Asia with gas shortages. Supply chains stall. Blackouts and delays ripple worldwide. Tehran wields leverage by threatening the artery itself. Military moves risk a prolonged closure. The strait is both prize and tripwire. In crisis, words are actions with real consequences. On April 5, 2026, Reuters reported Trump threatened strikes on Iranian infrastructure. Threats against civilian essentials escalate rules of engagement. The Red Cross warns such threats cannot become the norm. Iran calls them potential war crimes and rallies sympathy. NPR notes US, Israeli, and Iranian strikes raised miscalculation risks. MAGA promised fewer foreign entanglements and no endless wars. Escalation with Iran demands massive forces, money, and time. Reuters and AP describe allied friction and airspace pushback. Confrontation diverts resources from US domestic priorities. European leaders cite mixed messaging, deal talk and escalation in the same breath. Inconsistency damages US credibility and fuels global unease. Some say Iran sounds more truthful. Key word seems. This is perception, not proof. Time reports President Pezeshkian's open letter appealing directly to Americans. Bypassing Washington, he frames logic, dignity, and shared humanity. Dawn contrasts measured prose with profanity-laced threats. Iran positions itself as defender of law amid US threats. But be skeptical. Iran also runs propaganda, abuses rights, and backs proxies. In modern conflicts, tone and consistency sway global opinion. Reuters captured mixed U.S. signals, deal talk alongside escalation. Coherence reads as credibility, even from adversaries. Conclusion: wartime messaging shapes narratives. It is not neutral truth. To grasp today's crisis, revisit the history. In 1953, a CIA and MI6-backed coup toppled Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh. He had nationalized oil, angering Western powers. The Shah's U.S.-aligned autocratic rule deepened resentment. In 1979, the Islamic Republic rose under Ayatollah Khomeini. Radical students seized the U.S. Embassy. 52 hostages, 444 days. Relations broke. Hostility hardened. In the 1980s, the U.S. tilted toward Saddam during the Iran-Iraq War. That deepened Iranian grievances. In the 2000s, Iran's nuclear program drew sanctions and standoffs. The JCPOA imposed strict limits for sanctions relief. In 2018, the U.S. exited, reimposing maximum pressure. Diplomacy unraveled, tensions rose. In 2020, the U.S. killed Qasem Soleimani. Escalation spiked. Decades of coups, sanctions, proxy fights, and mixed signals created today's volatile mistrust. You can't control oil or politics, but you can harden your budget. Build 3 to 6 months of essentials in cash if possible. Expect volatility first in food and fuel. Cash buffer helps you avoid selling investments at lows. Delay discretionary flights and long drives. Carpool, use transit and batch errands. Trim home energy use. Small steps add up. Avoid new variable rate debt. Prefer fixed if you must borrow. Keep a long-term view on retirement. Don't panic sell. If worried, review your plan with a qualified advisor. A U.S.-Iran war broadly serves almost no one. For most Americans, it means higher costs and higher risks. Energy shock raises prices from gasoline to groceries. It endangers service members and risks another long, costly war. Narrow corporate or political gains pale against widespread harm. Bellicose threats shrink space for negotiation and alienate allies. The viable path is clear-eyed diplomacy with partners. Shift from public ultimatums to quiet, professional talks. Immediate priority: reopen Hormuz and restore commerce. By negotiation, not bombardment. Stay informed, stay calm, build a cushion, avoid risky debt. Security and prosperity flow from restraint and strategy. The path forward is diplomacy, not war. Sources referenced include Reuters, AP, CNN, NPR, Al Jazeera, Time, The Street, citing J.P. Morgan and the IEA via Wikipedia summaries. Reuters, threats to strike infrastructure, oil disruption and price forecasts. CNN, ceasefire draft, ICRC. Civilian infrastructure must not be targets. NPR, strikes raise miscalculation risk. AP, allied tensions in Europe. Time, Iran's open letter. Dawn, tone contrast with U.S. rhetoric. IEA, largest supply disruption. LNG impacts and force majeure. Al Jazeera, limited OPEC Plus response given war constraints. This video synthesizes current reporting and analysis. Viewer discretion advised. Wartime claims are subject to propaganda and fog of war. If this helped, like and subscribe. Share verified sources. Support de-escalation. Thanks for watching.